Hello and welcome to the weekly Pre-Shabbat AGJC Zoom call. Each week we gather together, the Jewish communities of all 6 GCC countries and our families and friends from around the world to hear a special message before Shabbat, light candles, hear Dvar Torah, pray and read a section from the weekly Torah portion. Today we are honored to hear from Rabbi Adam Mintz, who will speak to us about the 3 weeks. The Association of Gulf Jewish Communities is the umbrella organization for the Jewish communities of the GCC countries that are building and enhancing Jewish life in the region. While each community is independent, we share a common goal and vision for Jewish life to flourish in the Gulf for the benefit of both residents and visitors. To stay updated on AGJC events, please follow us on Twitter at GulfJewish and visit our website www.gulfjewish.org. Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Shuda. And now we'll head over to Alex, who's going to lead us in Yedid Nefesh.
Yedid Nefesh, Avarachaman, Mishoch Avdecha, El Ritzonecha, Yarutz Avdecha, Kimo Ayal, Yishtachave Lemoladarecha, Yeravlo Yedidotecha, Minov etzo becholetam, Adonai ziva olam, nafshi cholat avatecha, Anai narefana la, be'arot lano amzivecha, תתחזק ותתרפא, והייתה לה שמחת עולם, ותגיה אמונה רחמך וחוסנה לבין אהובך, כי זה כמה נחשפתי, לראות בתפארת עוזך, אליך חמדה ליבי, וחוסנה ואל תתעלם, יגאלנה ובחוז חביבי עלי, את צוקת שלומך, תאיר ארץ מכבודך, נגילה ונשמחה בך, מעך אהוב כי במועד, וכוננו כי ימי עולם. תילי לי 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 לי, תילי לי 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 לי, Tilly lie 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 la lie, tilly lie 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 lie, tilly lie 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 lie, tilly lie 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 lie. Are we continue with Lechadodi, Ariela?
Please.
Lechadodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shahamor v'zacha b'dibur echad, ishmiyanu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad, u'shmo echad, b'shem al tiferet v'letihila. Lechadodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu b'nelecha, ki mekor haberacha merosh nikedem, nesocha סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לחדודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת תקבלה. לחדודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, קומיצי מתוך הפכה רב לך שבט בימי קבחה, ויהיו יחמול עלייך חמלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ימים ושמאל תפרצי, ואת אדוני תריצי על יד איש. בין פרסי ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Thank you so much, Alex. What a lovely way to go in with a double hitter from you. So thank you so much. And now we'll head over to Rabbi Mintz, who's going to share some words of Divrei Torah with us as we just began yesterday, the 3 weeks leading up to Tisha B'Av.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to see everybody. Shabbat Shalom from New York City. I was going to say a hot New York City, but that's not really fair. I guess it would be for you a cool New York City. Yesterday, we observed the fast of the 17th day of Tammuz. It's the beginning of what we call the 3 weeks, the period leading up to Tisha B'Av. And I want to share just one thought of so many. And that is that on Tisha B'Av, on the fast of the 9th of Av, we have an interesting custom. And that is that at the beginning of the day, the night and the beginning of the day, we treat it as if we're mourners. We sit low on the chair. We don't wear, the men don't wear their tefillin. And it's really considered to be almost as if someone is sitting Shiva, in a sense, maybe even stricter than someone who's sitting Shiva. And then all of a sudden, literally out of nowhere, comes midday, Chatzot, and we get out of our low chairs, we sit on regular chairs, and men put on their talit and their tefillin, and it's, in a sense, some of the mourning kind of dissipates, some of the mourning kind of disappears. And it's interesting where that comes from. So what the rabbis tell us is it comes from the tradition that the Mashiach, the Messiah, is born on Tisha B'Av, specifically on the day in which we mourn the destruction of the temple. The Mashiach is born. But when specifically do we celebrate, in a sense, the fact that the Mashiach is born? On the afternoon of Tisha B'Av. Tisha B'Av is divided in half. The first is a period of despair, of mourning, of feeling of loss for the fact that we no longer have a temple and the fact that Jewish communities have been destroyed throughout the ages. But the second half of the Tisha B'Av is a period of hope, of optimism, of looking to the future, of knowing that things are going to get better. And I think that that's a really nice message for the 3 weeks as we begin this period looking forward to Tisha B'Av. In a sense, it's a time of mourning. In a sense, it's a time of realizing and appreciating that which we no longer have. And obviously, the temple is just one example. It's just a prime example of a Jewish history in which we've lost many things, and we've had many experiences that have been challenging, and many experiences that have been tragic. But at the same time, in Judaism, every period of mourning and despair is also a period that leads to a time of hope and optimism for the future. And just like we're going to get up from our chairs on Tisha B'Av at noontime, and we're going to remember that the Messiah is born at that time, that there are good things coming and good times coming for the Jews. I wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom, that there's still Shabbat. Even in the middle of 3 weeks, there's still Shabbat. There's always this sense of optimism. There's always this sense of knowing that the future is going to be better. And please God, for us and for you and for Jews around the world and for people around the world, may these 3 weeks end with a time of optimism, hope, and happiness for the future. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Mintz. And it's definitely a very important message for us all to take to heart during these next couple of weeks. So thank you. And now we'll head over to Alex, who's going to read from this week's Parsha.
Thank you, Rabbi Mintz. That sounded so Jewish. After every disaster comes, better times. ותקרבנה בנות צלופחד, בן חפר, בן גלעד, בן מכיר, בן מנשה למשפחות מנשה, בן יוסף, ואלה שמות בנותיו, מחלה נועה וחגלה ומילכה ותרצה, ותעמודנה לפני משה, ולפני אלעזר הכהן, ולפני הנשיאים וכל העדה, פתח אוהל מועד. אבינו מת במדבר, והוא לא היה בתוך העדה. הנועדים על אדוני בעדת קורח, כי בחטאו מתו בנים, לא היו לו. למה יגרש שם אבינו מתוך משפחתו, כי אין לו בן, נא לנו אחוזה בתוך אחי אבינו, ויקרב משה את משפטה לפני אדוני. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, כי בנות צלופחד דוברות, נתון תיתן להם אחוזת נחלה בתוך אחי אביהם, ועברת את נחלת אביהם להם, ובני ישראל תדבר לאמור, איש כי ימות ובן אין לו, ועברתם את נחלתו לביתו, ואם אין לו בת ונתתם את נחלתו לאחיו, ואם לו אחים ונתתם את נחלתו לאחי אביו, ואם אין אחים לאביו ונתתם את נחלתו לישרו הקרוב אליו ממשפחתו וירש אותה, והייתה לבני ישראל חוקת משפט כאשר ציווה אדוני את משה.
Thank you so much, Alex. And now we're going to head over to Mindy, who's going to read the English translation.
The daughters of Zelephaled, a Manasseh family, son of Hefer, son of Gilead, son of Machor, son of Manasseh, son of Joseph, came forward. The names of the daughters were Male, Noah, Hogla, Milcah, and Tisra. They stood before Moses, Eleazar the priest, the chieftains, and the whole assembly at the entrance of the tent of meeting. And they said, our father died in the wilderness. He was not one of the faction, Korah's faction, which banded together against Adonai, but died for his own sin, and he has left no sons. Let not our father's name be lost to his clan, just because he had no son. Give us a holding among our father's kinsmen. Moses brought their case before Adonai. And Adonai said to Moses, the plea of Zelophaled's daughters is just. You should give them a hereditary holding among their father's kinsmen. Transfer their father's share to them. Further, speak to the Israelite people as follows. If a householder dies without leaving a son, you shall transfer his property to his daughter. If he has no daughter, you shall assign his property to his brothers. If he has no brothers, you shall assign his property to his father's brothers. If his father had no brothers, you shall assign his property to his nearest relative in his own clan, who shall inherit it. This shall be the law of procedure for the Israelites, in accordance with Adonai's command to Moses.
Thank you so much, Mindy. It's so nice to have you with us. We hope you'll join us again next week. And now we're going to head over to Rob for the prayer for the GCC.
I am honored to read the prayer for the welfare of the governments of the GCC. May he who gives salvations to kings and dominions to princes, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, who delivers his servant David from the evil sword, who makes a way in the sea and a path through the mighty waters, bless and protect, guard and help, exalt, magnify, and uplift His Majesty, the King of Saudi Arabia, His Majesty, the King of Bahrain, His Majesty, the Sultan of Oman, His Highness, the President of the UAE, His Highness, the Emir of Kuwait, His Highness, the Emir of Qatar, and all their crown princes. And may this Supreme King of Kings in his mercy put a spirit of wisdom and understanding into their hearts and the hearts of all their counselors and officials to deal kindly with us, the house of Jacob, and all the people of this land. Be their shelter and stronghold, and let them not falter. In their days and in hours, may these lands be blessed with stability, prosperity, and peace. May this be his will, and let us say, Amen.
Thank you so much, Rob, for joining us and for reading that. Before we turn to Alex, who's going to lead us out with Shalom Aleichem, just a gentle reminder to please join us the same time, same place, and the same Zoom link next Friday. We've got a fantastic lineup of speakers over the summer, and we hope you'll join us. And now, without further ado, Alex, please.
So before I do Shalom Aleichem, I want to wish you all Shabbat Shalom. May it be a peaceful Shabbat, especially in Israel. We see that the last weeks have been quite difficult, and we are praying for a peaceful Shabbat in Israel. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Yasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachuni leShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem leShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Bye. Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Have a great
Shalom,
weekend.
everyone.
Bye.